Hi, it's Arati from Rabbit Herbs. Today I'm going to talk to you about sexy smokes. I haven't talked about this one for a while. It has 5 great ingredients in it. It's got damiana, mullein, blackberry leaf, hibiscus, and rose in it. And they all make such a great team. So damiana was traditionally used for some different as an aphrodisiac. One way it was used was for on your wedding night, you might smoke some damiana um, before, consummating the marriage. And it has kind of a um, be in the present moment, go with the flow type of energy to it. It is specifically used for certain, like for both women and men. I believe that like historical use on wedding night was more for women, but then I was reading about it and it said that it was often used for premature ejaculation and impotence in men. So in that case, I feel like it's both cases. I feel like it's about like calming the anxiety down and getting grounded and in your body for fun. And yeah, and then I was reading that historically often was used in combination with other herbs, so not alone. And so that's what I did. And I guess I started this blend because a lot of people, I had already made the other blends, and then a lot of people just came up to me and started asking me for one with damiana in it. And I hadn't experienced damiana before, but then I started playing around with it, and I was like, this is great. And I found that there are certain herbs that have quite a different effect when they're smoked versus consumed as tea. And damiana, it's one of them. I feel like it's not a very powerful aphrodisiac if it's taken as a tea or a tincture or in food. Like I see it in a lot of products. I see it in kombucha. I see it in chocolate. I see it in definitely teas. But and honey, I think I had it in like an herbal honey. I love doing herbal research, trying all the different products that people make. And it was definitely like sensual and grounding feeling in those products, but just not the same as smoking it. It just has a quite a different effect. Yeah, so I put it with, so then when people asked me to do that, I was like, after all that research, I was like, yeah, this could be fun. So I put it with hibiscus, which is a really good herb for clearing out first and second chakra. So survival issues and sexual trauma issues often are located down there, or held onto in those places. And so clearing those out and letting in a lot of like good flowy energy and like just like expanding the like fertility kind of vibes. And that doesn't mean you have to conceive or anything like that, but just like really like having like a burst of life in that lower part of your body. So damiana and hibiscus are both going down there for freeing up that energy. And then blackberry leaf is another one for not so specific to sexual stuff, but for people who tend to be like really strong up here, but strong mentally to the point where it causes like inability to get things going and growing in the world. So it really helps you get that energy out of your head and just like spreading out and enjoying and creating and moving. So that's 3 awesome herbs for getting the flow from up to down, so grounding and just like movement and juiciness. And another thing about blackberry is that it can be good if you are feel like something is wrong but you don't know what it is, just like breaking things up. So kind of like about thrivelihood in any area of life, but thriving is going to be in alignment with who you really are and what you really feel like is appropriate for you. So that's wonderful. And then adding rose in, I was thinking about like making sure that your heart is part of the equation with that. And also it has, like the blackberry, it has thorns for protection. So it is, you're thinking about the rose and the rose petals, and the blackberry, like the fruit. But the thorns are always there if that needs to be there. So sensuality with protection gives you greater comfort to really get into things. You know that you're protected and that energy is available to you. And mullein is like offers lung protection on a practical level, but also kind of a sense of energetic protection. And it has this real strong, it is really marked by this association or connection to your own sense of integrity. So it is said to be like the antidote to anything that is misaligned with your own sense of integrity. So my goal was to help people have, as one of the astrologers I like to listen to, a rocking good time. Anyways, I'm losing my daylight, so this is a quick one, but my goal was to help people have a really fun time with the smoking blend. To help, some people like to smoke to kind of like switch gears into like sexy mode or like done with work week mode, kind of like a beer. But without the negatives of like addiction and all that stuff. So I want that for you, but like sometimes like our cultural norm is not really appropriate, like depending on which aspects of culture you tune into, like because there's a lot of different cultural stuff that says, you kind of dictates what like a healthy sexual life looks like, or what like kind of sexual behaviors are in style right now, whatever that is also something that hibiscus addresses. It addresses like sexual trauma, but also just like the trauma of culture. If the culture that you're tuning into is kind of harmful to you in particular. So I want you to have like a juicy, flowy, like sexual energy to connect to through these herbs, but in a way that makes your heart feel good, makes you feel like you're in alignment with your integrity, and just is healthy. Just like with my cigarettes in general, I'm hoping to help you transform smoking into something that's healthier and more intentional and more like educational. And so with the sexy smokes, to tap into that sexy energy and sensuality in a way that's really good for you. And it is something that you can enjoy by yourself. It's a good social smoke because it does, people tend to feel more confident and relaxed and just like grounded, and most people enjoy that. The effects can vary quite a bit from people having an immediate physical reaction to just feeling like a more grounded and comfortable and like less want to kill, more want to cuddle. So it really does depend on how you're feeling to start with. It can depend on your hormonal picture for that day or that time of the month. But I think in general, like it's gonna kind of soften any kind of mental stuff that's getting in the way of you really enjoying having a body and being grounded. So I hope you get to try it and you let me know your experiences. Have a good one. If you like this video, please like and subscribe, and also check out my new Patreon account.